Lauren, welcome back. Why are we seeing these pretty great sales numbers?
Well, the big thing is a huge drive for pickup trucks, crossovers, and SUVs, and there's some great incentives out there.
Last month also seems to have been a great month for redesigned SUVs like the Jeep Compass and my favorite, the Lincoln Navigator, and the GMC Terrain. What's behind that, Lauren?
Well, obviously new designs, and this was needed by many of the manufacturers. The top increase for the month of March was Volvo. They brought out the XC40. They had big sales on the XC60, which was the North American utility vehicle of the year. And of course, they're bringing out wagons and sedans. So Volvo's really changed their whole product line and their whole initiative. And then also Land Rover, which we all know is a very popular vehicle, but they brought their price point down to that $35,000 range, and they also have incentives. And then on top of that, you also got Jeep, and so Jeep has really come on strong.
So you can get a Land Rover for 35 grand basic right now, you're saying?
The Land Rover Discovery will get you in at that price point. Of course, you can bring it well into the $300,000 range, which is what we saw at the New York Auto Show.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Anything else interesting at the auto show? That's going on right now, right?
Right. The New York Auto Show is going on right now, and one of the hot things you're going to see is a lot of SUVs and a lot of crossovers. Not a lot of green cars, because really the overall sales are about 1.7%, which is quite light. We'll get the real numbers before the week is out on what total electric vehicles and hybrids actually were. They're going to be on the softer side. Cost of gasoline is down, and people want room. They want roomy cars that fit their families, and the hot cars that are there were things right along that you would think. The Lincoln Aviator, which is a product coming out in the near future. You've got the new Kia Sedona, the new Sorento. You know, every single manufacturer was bringing out some form of an SUV or a redo, because that's where the money is, and you certainly don't want to be left behind in that case.
Now, that's something you mentioned, the Aviator, Lincoln Aviator. That's smaller than the Navigator. Wasn't that around a few years ago? Is that one they're bringing back?
Right, they're getting away from those three-letter acronyms that are really hard. MKS, MKX, people find that very frustrating. Just tell me what it is. It's a Navigator. And by the way, they can't keep Navigators on the lot. They're making them as fast as they can. There's a 6-day turnaround, which is really, really short in this industry, which means they make them and they're sold by the time they hit the lot. The Aviator won't come out till the end of the year. It will look just like the Navigator, smaller, and it's all about beauty and that silence you get when you're inside your vehicle, and I know Lincoln, they're going to do it right.
Yeah, let me ask you in general about these sorts, about the SUVs and these larger vehicles. Is part of it because gas prices are fairly stable? You know, they're not low, but they're, you know, $2.50-ish nationwide right now, and that's not $4. Is that one thing behind it, or is it people want to make the purchases before interest rates rise too fast? What's your take?
Well, it's actually both. The cost of fuel is low, so people are incentivized to buy SUVs. Sedans just aren't popular right now. They're the second largest category after all that crossover vehicles, which would be like CUVs and SUVs. Pickup trucks are still hot. Still the #1 selling vehicle right now is pickup trucks. It actually has been for over 40 years, and the top selling vehicle over all of them is always the Ford F-150. It's held that reign for a very long time, like I said, over 40 years. I think the thing is, I have a lot of friends, and you probably do too, that have 4 or 5 kids. You cannot do that in a sedan. You need to have 3 rows, and if you've got 2 kids, like when I have 2 kids, they always wanted to bring a friend with them. So people want to transport people with them and have a good time and be family. And the only way to do that is either have a minivan, which are kind of not that popular right now, a wagon, which are becoming more popular, like the Jaguar Sport Brake, and then you're also looking at large SUVs. They're super popular, and you'll be surprised, including on the luxury line. I want all that luxury, I want all that space, I want that utility, the performance, the technology, the safety, and it's easy to put it in a very large vehicle than try and cram it into some small vehicle that doesn't meet your family's needs.
This real quick, this answer, is the Camry still the #1? You talked about the F-150, the truck. Is the Camry, the Toyota Camry, still the #1 car being sold in the U.S.?
Yeah, the reason the Camry is the #1 selling car is because they sell so much to the fleets. So whether it's Hertz or Avis, all the rental car companies, you will always see the Toyota Camry selling to fleets, where the Honda Accord, their direct competitor, does not sell fleet cars. And so that's the difference in the sales numbers. And the Accord, unfortunately, isn't selling where it should be, but sedans just aren't popular. They're selling CRVs. So people, they make what people want.
Let me ask you one quick thing. We've only got just a little bit of time. Tesla, they've had some bad mambo-jambo recently with the death of an autonomous car driver in a test vehicle and those 123,000 cars which had corroding bolts, and they have a recall on that. But their stock took a dive on Monday. They came back a little bit on Tuesday. What's going on with them, Lauren?
Okay, when it comes to Tesla, first off, the Model X that had the accident, there was only 5 seconds that they were able to prove that the driver didn't have his hands on the steering wheel. The National Traffic Safety Board is investigating. They're also very unhappy that Tesla released that information to consumers before they had a chance to do their investigation. And besides that fact, there are no black boxes on Tesla. So whatever information they're getting whatever that data is coming from their autopilot system, which is, by the way, not an autonomous car, and that's what they were selling it on. That's going to be an ugly situation, and plus the fact they can't produce Model 3s as quick as they'd like. When Elon Musk is sleeping on the production floor, yes, he is on the production floor all night long, and they're running 3 shifts, not producing Model X, not producing Model S, just the Model 3s, and they still didn't make those numbers. They're in trouble. I don't know what the future is. A lot of the financial companies out there are saying this might be the end of Tesla. He might go down the road of DeLorean.
Well, we'll keep watching it, and thank you so much for your expertise. You're always insightful. Lauren Fix, the car coach, thanks again.